Now, Leeds staying up means they got some money, right? They got some money to spend for next year. Now, what are they going to do with that money? That takes us to our next story here on Futbol Americas. That's right. Multiple reports Sunday. First from Tom Bogert, that's the first one I saw, then Fabrizio Romano, that Leeds will buy U.S. midfielder Brenden Aaronson from Red Bull Salzburg for $29.5 million. Herc, that's coming from our Jeff Carlisle. Coming from Taylor Twellman, Philadelphia Union going to get a sell-on fee of about $5 million. So this obviously would mean Aaronson going to reunite with Jesse Marsch. He's been at Salzburg for 14 months. He's 21 years old. Is he ready, Herc, for a big money move to the Premier League?
You know what? It's funny because when you ask this question, is he ready for the Premier League? The first thing that comes into the mind of anybody is physical capabilities, right? Can he acclimate to the physicality of the Premier League? This cliche. That's not the case with Brenden Aaronson. Brenden Aaronson, who's technically sound, has the physical attributes, has the speed of play, both physically and speed of thought, to compete in the Premier League. My question is the maturity to deal with the attention and the expectations you will get within the Premier League, and that's going to be something different for him to handle. But if I had to bet on any U.S. men's national team player in that pool fighting their way into the hearts of any team, any fan base in the Premier League, it's this player. It's Brenden Aaronson. It's Futbol Americas, Mr. Futbol Americas, because of the type of player he is. He doesn't strike me as this type of modern player who's more interested in what he wears, what kind of car he drives, who he's seen with. This player really is a pure love for the game type of player, and a player I think does anything, will do anything to fit into that system and succeed, and I could honestly see it happening.
He's not just Mr. Futbol Americas, huh? He's Mr. Run It Back, because specifically that's when he started to pop, right? Like every single week we would see it. So to the question, is he ready? I think he's proven it. If you're getting a goal, if you're getting an assist every week, every other week, you're being productive, you need to be challenged at another level. So I think Brenden Aaronson is pretty clearly here ready for the jump to the Premier League. My questions aren't really so much about Brenden Aaronson, Herc. They're more a little bit about Leeds and specifically this situation, because you could look at it, you say, it's ideal, right? It's a manager who knows you, Jesse Marsch, bringing you in. You can also look at it, and you just talked about how the media treated Americans, specifically Jesse Marsch. So you're now going to have an American big money signing under an American manager on a team that's American-owned, and probably by next year going to be even a bigger percentage American-owned. They better not get off to a slow start, because you know who they're going to blame, right?
Absolutely. And he's going to be one of those Marsch players, like we've seen oftentimes in other places. Serginho Dresden Koeman, Ronald Koeman, he ended up being a Ronald Koeman guy, so when things went awry, he was one of the first players to blame. That's going to go with Brenden Aaronson as well. But I think he can manage these expectations. And listen, for Jesse Marsch, there are no excuses. You had the excuse of, this isn't my team. I came here in a bandit situation, stop the bleeding, help this team stay afloat. Now you've done that. Now you will have a situation to put out your own team, make your own signings, and this is a big one for you.
Yeah, final thought on Aaronson. Sure, what he does in the Austrian Bundesliga is impressive, right? We saw it every week here on Run It Back. I think you remember what he did against Bayern Munich, right? In the Champions League. When you saw him at that level, you said, okay, this guy's ready for something else. If that something else is the Premier League and Leeds, boy, would it be exciting.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.